So today I want to discuss what you can get for 125,000 US dollars in Bali, which I believe is a place where you can get absolutely incredible returns on your money. And it's a little bit of a different investment style than a lot of you guys may be used to. Now, this is an area that I have used to diversify my portfolio. I've bought a number of units in Bali and I am now building my own development. So we're going to be going through that. In our last video, we discussed one of the units that I owned in Wulu Residence. A really great area, a little less popular than down by the beach, but still has great returns on investment, but is significantly cheaper. Now, this is a similar area that we have decided to build our development in, and we are going to be providing absolutely incredible amenities, great location, everything you need as a digital nomad looking to either buy and live in yourself or rent out to other digital nomads. And what I can say from my experience so far is you can definitely get a higher return on investment if you do cater for very specific clientele like digital nomads who go to Bali to find a place to work. But what they need is an area that has great lighting, very comfortable and good for the business that they're trying to do. So this is something that's a little bit different from what's out there. Let's break down our new development, which is Temple Heights, which I think is going to be a really great opportunity for a lot of you guys.
Full transparency, we've underpriced this by about $40,000 to $50,000. Why is that? Because we're not interested in marketing. We're interested in building long-term happy relationships with our clients because we're essentially an A to Z service. What that means is that we are developers. We're also then managing the selling transactional process with our clients. We're then managing the project for them if they so desire. If they want to use it for end usage, if they want it for themselves, that's totally fine. But if they want to just generate pure return on investment, then we operate a very reasonably priced management company. And then finally, this is where the majority of our clients want, or this is what the majority of our clients want rather. They want to roll over their investment year on year. They want to take the capital that they're generating, take the profit that they're generating and roll it on into another project and into another project and to expand across the island to essentially have us build them a portfolio and a machine that's going to generate revenue for them for the next 50 years. It's very, very doable to get to a place within 5 years where you essentially have an automatic, extremely healthy income from rolling over your profit into multiple different projects in Bali. So that's why we've underpriced, because we're not interested in marketing. We're interested in building long-term happy relationships. And we already have those relationships very much building from our previous projects, which are working extremely well. So to dive into it, in terms of the actual project itself, if you haven't seen the brochure, feel free to let me know. Happy to share on. It breaks down everything about the customizable elements of the units. Let's have a quick overview of the layout. So these are the Riverside units, which are essentially sold out now. There's about 5 to 6 units left. We only launched 2 weeks ago, but naturally because we have such a high standard of construction and such a very affordable pricing, that's why they're moving extremely quickly. In addition to that, in terms of the actual pricing, unlike other companies, we offer a break-in, basically partial payment. So a 10% booking link or fee rather, a 40% then within a month of that, and then 5% chunks afterwards. So what we're looking for is completion by end of April, start of May. So you're looking at getting your keys to your fully furnished unit by May 2025, which it's hard to believe today being June 21st, the longest day of the year, or shortest, depending on which hemisphere you're in, is it's flying around pretty quickly. So in terms of comparable ROIs, Indonesia, Bali in general has a 15% ROI, and we can see it in contrast to others. And this is calculated based on the average occupancy rate on the island. Bali is increasingly busy every single year. The development, in addition to that, of the new airport in the north of the island, in addition to that, the development of the metro from the current airport directly into Canggu is only going to increase that demand. I would also add that the location of our development is very close to the major leisure facilities in Bali, of which a lot of people will know. A lot of people from a lot of tourists, let's say working tourists, digital nomads. I don't really like that phrase because I think it undervalues what people are doing. I think it just really is people who can work from a laptop in simple terms, of which has surely got to be 70% of people these days. Often go to Bali for 2-3 months. They'll use some of the CrossFit gyms. They'll use some of the regular gyms and basically make it a 2-3 month workcation, for want of a better word. So enough about this. Let's dive into the ROI, which is the most important thing here. So I'm looking at pessimistic here specifically. So let's just keep our eyes on pessimistic. and work through the 3 different options. So again, just to reiterate, for the standard units, we're looking at 125K. I won't even touch on the Riverside because that's sold out. So for the standard units, 125K, that's fully furnished, and there's customizable elements of it, which we can get into the specifics of. So monthly rental, again, pessimistic. Let's look at it on an annual basis. You're looking at an 11.6% ROI. That's calculated at an occupancy of 80%, which gives you the ability to be able to use the property for 20% of the year, which is, I always encourage clients to do that. Why not get the best of it? Get yourself over to Bali for a month or so and relish it. That comes in at a monthly rental of $1,900, which gives you a total per annum of just under, or just over rather, 18,000, and an actual annual return on investment of just under 15 after expenses, and then a 5-year ROI of 83,000. So you can see in 5 years, you're essentially getting very close to that figure of the 125. And in addition to that, you've left a bit of leverage to utilize the unit for yourself. So jumping into reselling upon completion, we actually had a client who visited the site, I think last Tuesday, who wants to do exactly this: buy 2 to 3 units and basically flip them immediately once the keys are handed over. And if that was the case, then because, like I said at the start of the video, we're underselling by about 40 to 50K, because there's so much demand in the area, then you could easily sell these units. And again, this is very pessimistic. You could easily sell the units for 156,000, which would give you a net ROI of 17K for simply sitting tight for the next, 9 months, 10 months, and flipping from there. In contrast to, what's your bank giving you? Probably like 4%, which is kind of exciting actually if you're getting 4 or 5% from your bank. A lot of banks in many Western countries are actually given like close to 0, which is frightening. So anyway, that's another good example and another clever model. And we also have some clients who do that. Truthfully, we're not massively encouraging it because we're looking for clients who want to buy it, own it, use it a little bit, enjoy it, get a return on investment, roll over. But, we won't stand in anybody's way. If they want to do that, then so be it. They're the owners, they're the boss. Now, coming into the final model approach, and of course there's variables within this, but let's just say this is monthly rental for 5 years and then a resale thereafter. Again, pessimistic, done at an occupancy rate of 80%, which would give basically an incredible 5-year ROI of just under 80% and a profit of just under 100,000 USD. And that's combining extracting the profit every single month from the rental and then flipping it in 5 years with the capital appreciation. And bear in mind, you're selling that unit to somebody with a guaranteed 20-year plus a guaranteed 25-year extension. So for them, as a buyer, it's also a phenomenal purchase because they're looking at a unit that they can see has a guaranteed ROI over the last 5 years. There's that. Also, there's some people who only will buy secondary units because they think that there's something scary about new units. The plumbing might not work. There's going to be leaks, all this sort of stuff. So there is that mindset out there, as we all know, but you're literally able to say to someone, this is a working business, for want of a better description. This is the track record of what it's generated over the last several years. Plus, it's only going to continue to increase with capital appreciation. And then for you as the current buyer and the seller, you're coming away with a clean 100,000 USD. And bear in mind, with all of these projections, I'm giving you the pessimistic approach here. So hopefully that gives a clear breakdown. I won't even go into the realistic and optimistic, but from a pessimistic standpoint, you have multiple different options in terms of how to maneuver this as an investment for yourself. But the one thing is for sure is that Bali is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to generate incredible rental and sale returns. And if you look at Bali in general, the average unit is selling now easily for 210, 250. Like, we're in a market that, as I said at the very start of the video, we're underselling price-wise because we want those long-term relationships. We want to be able to assist our buyers in a decade, in 15 years, in 20 years time, as they build up a portfolio of 10, 12, 15 units that are churning out a massive rental income for them every single year, and a very, very healthy lifestyle from there.
So now you know a lot more about Temple Heights. So if you do want to learn more and get in direct contact, there is all the links that you need down there in the description. Smash the subscribe button if you want to stay on my property investment journey, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.